want to tell you about an awesome day I had yesterday at work and how that came about and how I can replicate it. But this whole point of this blog is self-actualization, which means, in simple terms, it means being the best version of you. It means covering all your bases so that you can bring out the best in yourself and kind of enjoy your life and live your life to the fullest in whatever way you want. And I definitely experienced that yesterday. I had a day of self-actualization which felt bloody brilliant. And I'll just give you a brief background. I've started working in a clinic in Crawley, and we did a screening day where we did some Facebook adverts and people could come in for spinal screens. What that means is they come and have a chat with us about their aches and pains, and we have a quick look at them and just see if it's the kind of thing that we could help with, or at least point them in the right direction. And we saw about 30 odd people, and almost all of them, I think about 27 of them, booked in, and it was absolutely fantastic. You know, it's not just about the outcome of how many people booked in, just the whole energy of the day and feeling really engaged and kind of being a good version of myself. And I want to talk about how that came about, because in fact, I'd like to do it again, basically. So first of all, one of the big things that I did is I planned who and how I wanted to be. So I turned up early and I wrote down on a piece of paper. I didn't really even intend to do this. I just started writing some stuff about what would my perfect day look like, and who and how I would be whilst I was working as a chiropractor. And I wrote down things like, I'm helping people who haven't found help from the medical profession or any other practitioners, you know, so it's kind of bringing a lot of meaning into it. I'm an expert. I'm present and creative, meaning I'm not just going through the motions. I'm like really kind of engaging with each person, really listening to them, and you know, in the moment, thinking and feeling what's the best solution, what's the best outcome, what can I suggest, how can I interact with this person. I test, tune, and educate each person, helping their lives improve and making the world a better place. Which again is kind of my way of making it meaningful, just adding that whole layer of meaning. Because if you change someone's life, if you help someone feel better and they can go back to work, or they're in a better mood, or they have a better relationship, that has a knock-on effect to probably a lot more than, you know, we could ever know. So it's good to remind myself of that and look at it that way. And the other thing I realized, the second thing as well as planning, was the situation, how it's set up. So the practice in Crawley is really lovely, it's really well run, and the team there are great. And it was really lovely to be able to just take the patients in and talk to them and have those few minutes with that patient where it's just completely focused on them. And then if they decide that they want to book an appointment, we take them to the desk and I'll just hand them over and I'll say, okay, this is Mary, she's going to make an appointment and we're going to try to get her in on a Friday or something like that. And then move on to the next person, so that person's taken care of. Basically, so I can focus on what I'm good at and what I'm best at, which is the interaction with that patient. I can do things like scheduling and all the rest of it, but the more you dilute it with other things, the less focused you become, the more your stress goes up. And it's just really nice not to have to do that. It makes such a difference to kind of how everything flows and how I flowed as well, how people flow. And the third thing really is physiological, which is the base layer of Maslow's hierarchy of needs, which is just making sure I had enough sleep the night before, you know, that I ate well, had enough food, had enough coffee, that kind of thing. So planning who and how, like writing down who and how I wanted to be that day, the situation, the setup, and getting your physiological needs met so you're not tired, you're not stressed, you're not distracted, seemed to be the recipe for an absolutely stunning day at work. And I look forward to having a few more of those. And I just thought I'd share some wins with you. There you go.